Good evening. This is the speaking test of International English Language Testing System taking place at HEXA'S Zindabazar. Today, 23rd of July 2025, the candidate name is Fatima Ahmed Samia and the candidate number is HZ2958. And the examiner's name is Rukshana, who is going to conduct the speaking test here. May I know your full name?
My full name is Fatima Ahmed Samia. You can call me Samia.
Where are you from?
I'm from Netrukuna. It's an countryside area, but currently I'm living in Sylhet with my family.
Can I see your identification?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the test will be in 3 parts. In the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you some general questions about you and your life. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm not working. At the moment, I'm taking a gap from my studies. I'm focusing on IELTS exam.
Why are you taking the IELTS test?
I'm planning to move abroad for my higher studies, and most of the universities require a decent IELTS score. That's why I'm taking IELTS exam.
Let's talk about your student life. What kind of school did you go to?
I went to a private school. It was near my house and it was under Bangladesh Bank government, and my school name was Bangladesh Bank School.
What was the most interesting thing being a student?
The most interesting part of being a student was managing time. I was it was like I'm hurry or in rush to do my homeworks and to going in my school and preparing myself for the other works as well.
Is there anything you disliked of being a student?
When I was a student, I never faced any difficulties because I was attentive at my schools, and as I was also good at studies, that's why I never find any difficulties with my studies or the other things.
Let's talk about challenges. What subject do you think is the most challenging at school?
When I was in school in my childhood, I used to face difficulties in mathematics, and most of the time I found the other students also facing the same problem, because math is a subject that's need a well skill solving. Like the person who can solve it, the person who have solving skill can do it better, and a small mistake can affect the whole
Do you like
answer.
to challenge yourself?
Yes, most of the time I like to challenge myself because it's make my life interesting and boost my energy and confidence as well.
Do you like to live a life that has a lot of challenges?
No, I don't think a lot of challenge can destroy the mood of because every day is facing difficult challenge can lower my energy, and it can also give me frustration.
How do you usually deal with challenges in daily life?
And most of the time, whenever I feel difficulties with my challenges, I go into my loved one and share my problems, and they give me some solutions. That's why I love to solve my problems.
Let's move on to roads. Are the roads in the area where you live busy?
Basically, I live in a residential area. It's a quiet place, and the road are not that much of busy. And this road basically in these roads, vehicles like rickshaw or motorbikes go around.
How do people cross the road in the city where you live?
Most of the time, I see that people crossing the roads by using traffic signals or zebra crossings, but sometimes I saw people that whenever they find a gap, they just go like this, and it's very risky.
How is the condition of the roads in your city?
To be honest, the conditions of my country's road are very poor because I live in a low economic country. So whenever it's rain, the roads damage and they create some potholes.
Do you think the roads in your city need improvement?
Yes, definitely. The government should take some steps to improve the roads, because whenever it's rain, there are some waterlogging and drainage problems. So it should be solved.
Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. So here is a piece of paper for making note and a pen, and here is your topic. And I'd like you to describe a special meal that someone made for you. So your 1 minute time starts now. Remember, you have to talk about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So don't worry if I stop you. I will tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now?
Yes, ma'am. It was my childhood. I was in 2 or 3 grade, I didn't remember clearly, and it was my birthday, and my father made a meal for me, because usually I always saw that my mom preparing meal for us, and I was always curious why mom have to make meal for us, why not dad? And I always inquiring my dad that why don't you make meal for us, because I was a child and I don't know about anything, and that my father had to work at outside and my mother used to take care of us. And because all of my questionnaires, my father took it personally and he decided to prepare a meal, and it was on my birthday, so it was a memorable time for me. And my father put all his effort to make my favorite dish. It was like chicken biryani. And it was also my birthday, so in a birthday the dessert is must. So my father made my favorite dessert. It's called payesh. It's made with some rice and milk. And after I wake up, I saw that my father makes lots of dish for my birthday, and I was really happy. And when I start eating with my family, I was really mesmerized that my father made all of this for me just because of my inquiry that why don't he do this kind of work. And he was busy at working, but he made some time for me to make it special. And from that I clearly remember this moment, and whenever I feel boring or whenever I feel sad, I remember this memory to cheer up myself, that my father do a lot of things for me to make me happy and to boost my energy, and he always give me a princess treatment which I really deserve.
Do you make any meal for others?
I really enjoy cooking, so whenever I get time, I love to make meals for my siblings and my families. But in a certain time, when my mom gets sick, I have to take the responsibility to make meals for my family.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet, pen and that piece of paper back?
Yes, ma'am.
So, as we have been talking about a special meal that someone made for you, now I'd like to ask you some questions related to your topic. Should students learn to cook at school?
In my opinion, cooking is a basic skill. Everyone should learn about that. And from that early age, if students start learning cooking, they can adapt it with adult age, because most of the time we see that students have to move from their family for their study purpose. So whenever they are living alone, they can take responsibilities and they can prepare a healthy meal for them.
Do you think people's eating habits will change as they get older?
Definitely, it's a common thing. We can see that children really love to eat sweet things like candy, chocolate, and some kind of ice creams. But when if we notice the teenagers, they really love to go outside at home, and they really love eating fast food like burgers, pizza, or some kind of things. But when they are when they start growing or becoming adult, they become more aware of their health and they start eating a healthy food. And sometimes we saw that the elderly people, due to their health condition, they have to change their eating habits.
Do people in your country like to learn to cook from TV programs?
I myself saw lots of TV programs to learn cooking, so I definitely say yes. There are lots of cooking shows which are really famous in our country. There's a cooking show called Zindabazar's Recipe, which is really famous in our country. And there's also a new cooking shows running. It's called Radhuni Master Chef. Those are really amazing cooking shows which by showing that people can learn new dishes and try new things.
What kind of fast food are popular in Bangladesh?
There are fast food like burger, pizza, or shawarma are really popular in Bangladesh. But there's a street food called fuchka, which is really popular in all over our country. Most of the people love to eat this.
Are there any people who wouldn't eat meat for their whole lives?
I belong from a multicultural country, so I heard and I also saw that lots of people don't eat meat in their entire life because of their religion or spiritual perspective. But also sometimes I saw some people don't eat meats because of their health condition. They have to avoid it.
What do you think about vegetarians?
I really respect vegetarians because lots of people wanted to lose their weight, so they have to change their diet plan to vegetarians. But I think people should eat some meat as well because it's need protein. Meats have the most protein, and don't have that much of protein as meat have.
Thank you. That's the end of your speaking test.